Alright guys, in this video we're going to be getting this guy a new home. So like I've been planning, like I've told y'all, like I don't know how many times, this pond right here, my old pond, that used to be, you know, the fish pond, but I've decided I made a lot of problems with it, and most of all, it's just too small. So, built this pond. It's still in the making. Y'all be seeing this video after this video of making this pond, like the third part where we actually filled it with water and everything, is published. But I have to go ahead and make this video right now because last night my friend Will gave me this red-eared slider that he's under that ledge, but I just showed y'all him because he found him, and you know, he doesn't know much about like turtles or much like animals for that matter, so he thought it was a box turtle. I don't really know why. I guess that almost hit me. So I guess he looked up maybe like box turtle, and then thought it looked somewhat the same as this red-eared slider, and said, hey, it's a box turtle, and like looked him up, and he's like, okay, they just live like around here. So he built a little like area in his garden for that red-eared slider, thinking it was a box turtle, trying to feed it like carrots and stuff. And then I went over there to see it because you don't see box turtles too often here, and I realized as soon as I saw it, I said, that's a red-eared slider. And I'm like, I taught him about them, like they're aquatic turtles. He's gonna die if he's just living in your backyard without like a pond to live in, basically. And so I eventually was able to convince him that he would die if he stayed with him. So since I was already planning on making this a turtle pond, he went ahead and gave me this red-eared slider right there. He's trying to go up for air. About to. Got a little bit. And yeah, so basically in this video we're going to be draining this pond, cleaning out all the leaves and everything, and then filling it back up, and yeah, putting the fence around here. And what I'm gonna do, just get in the back of here real quick, this little like garden fence, it's just like, well, y'all see it in a little bit, just basically just like rubber version of chicken wire that I'm just gonna put around here so he can't escape. And this is only temporary until I find a better like wooden good looking fence, but this is for now because if that red-eared slider stayed at Will's house, it would die pretty quickly. So in this video we're going to be setting up this whole pond, making it look a whole lot better than it does right here, and then yeah, putting the turtle in there, and then we will soon get structure and get more turtles and everything, and it'll be awesome. But first we have to do this. And also, y'all might be wondering, like, well, Big Boy's in here temporarily. He is still in here. I have it drained. He hasn't been in here for drained for too long, and it is still pretty deep in there. And for this, like during this video, I'm gonna put him in there. So I've talked for way too long. I'm just going to start by first probably draining that, putting the bass in there, cleaning out all those leaves and like muck, and then I'm gonna fill it back up with the hose that is already down here because I was already using it for filling up this pond, and then later I will put on the fence. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I've drained the pond, just scooping it out with this bucket, about to the point where I need to go ahead and take this bass out and transfer him back into there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this net, and it shouldn't be too hard to get him since it's drained so much now. Okay, not that time. That time. Got him that time. Okay, so I got him, and I'm just gonna quickly, very quickly transfer him into that pond just temporarily. Well, not temporarily, but while I'm working on it, while I'm done with this one but still working on that one, I'm going to put him back in here. Basically, it's kind of hard to explain, but y'all just see it. So I'm going to go ahead and lift him out of the net. Dang, he's gotten big. Just so he doesn't hurt himself in there. I'll move y'all right over to here. Oh! And the water temperature, he's biting me, is basically the same. So, there's a little look at him. Nice and really fat, eating a bunch of bluegill and worms and everything. Give him a second to acclimate. Okay, he's biting onto me. Whew. All right. And that's his new pond where he's going to live. But it's only temporary for now. But once we get everything finished, it will be for long term. As you can see, he's checking it out. All right, so as you can see, I finally cleaned out the pond as best I could. Just using that bucket and that net to scoop out leaves and water. And like just a few inches of the dirty water is left in there, but once this clean hose water, which I just turned on, goes in there, it will overall be clear. And then I'll let that sit for a little while, give it some dechlorinator, and then I can start putting the turtle in and everything. So yeah, I'll get back to y'all whenever this is filled up, and then we're gonna have to wait a while and then put the turtle in here whenever the hose water is whenever the chlorine is evaporated from the hose water, because that's sort of how it works. So yeah, just gonna wait for this to fill up now. And one more thing I forgot to say, while that's filling up, we're gonna start wrapping around the fencing from that roll of whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'll basically explain how I'm going to do that and how it's going to work whenever I'm wrapping it around the pond. Okay guys, it's a little while later. As you can see, the pond is completely filled up. But, so this is like probably really dumb of me, and it's just like really weird, but I've decided actually, like whenever after this thing's done filling up, it's just like, I've kind of just decided for turtles, it's too big. Because I want to be able to see these turtles and like come up to the surface and like see them and everything. It's kind of hard to explain, but I've decided that I'm not going to put turtles in this pond. I'm going to use it for something else. So, the netting right here. I'll save for another purpose. I know this is just crazy and probably dumb. I've decided I'm not going to put turtles in here. The red eared slider is already transferred into the big 1 acre pond down there. It will be perfectly fine in there. But I've decided I'm gonna put the turtles, since I definitely want to keep turtles out here, in the mini pond whenever I build it, which will probably be in maybe like a month, maybe. I don't know. But I'll probably build it like over here somewhere, I don't know. And I'm gonna end up putting turtles in there, small ones, because I've decided I don't want to keep like big turtles like the red-eared slider that we had that is now in the big pond in here. It just won't be near as fun as having the little pond, the mini pond with all the mollies, guppies, all sorts of different fish, minnows. I think it would be more fun to have small turtles, like ones that I can just get from lakes and maybe that I can buy. They're about in like 4 inches in diameter, and just have them in there. So this pond will be used for another purpose, and I literally can't think of anything that I can use this pond for. So in the comments, y'all drop a comment on what I should use this pond for, because I mean it's still a perfectly good pond. It's not the clearest, but I mean that doesn't matter too much. We can still have fish in it, and I can work on getting some plants and more stuff in here to try and clear it up, maybe a little like solar fountain. So yeah, that's basically it. It's kind of crazy how I'm just about to build it and then I just suddenly decide not to do it. But drop a comment on what I should do with this pond. Turtles will be going in the mini pond whenever it's built. So hope you enjoyed this video, even though it's kind of all over the place. And subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And I will see y'all on the next video.
Back again like I never left. Young Sinai said that's to the death. We turned up till we go deaf. Rap pack to my last.